Emma was steaming milk when the customer at table 6 answered his phone, speaking in what sounded like casual conversation about weekend plans. But her trained ear caught something that made her blood run cold. The speech patterns, code words, and delivery rhythm were identical to communications protocols she'd monitored during classified CIA operations. This wasn't someone discussing weekend barbecues. This was an active intelligence operative receiving mission parameters, and he had no idea the barista 20 feet away could decode every word he was saying. Welcome to Hidden Legends. Before we begin this incredible story of a quiet coffee shop barista whose expert ear once detected the CIA's most dangerous lies, tell me in the comments where you're watching from today. And if you believe that some skills never fade, no matter how deeply you try to bury them, hit that subscribe button and share this story to help us honor those who protect us in ways we never realize. The Grind Coffee House on Northwest 23rd Avenue in Portland had become Emma Rodriguez's sanctuary from a past she'd spent 3 years trying to forget. At 28, she had successfully reinvented herself as the neighborhood's favorite barista, known for perfect latte art and uncanny ability to remember every regular customer's order. What her customers didn't know was that Emma's remarkable ability to read people and detect inconsistencies had been refined during 6 years as one of the CIA's most effective polygraph specialists. Her talent for recognizing deception had helped expose foreign agents and prevent terrorist attacks in ways that would never be publicly acknowledged. Emma had left federal service after a classified operation went wrong, resulting in the death of an asset she had been monitoring. The psychological trauma had driven her to seek the honest simplicity of making coffee for people who just wanted something reliable and comforting. Tuesday morning brought the usual rush: investment bankers grabbing espresso shots, tech workers ordering specialty drinks, graduate students nursing single cups while working on laptops. Emma knew them all by name, understood their routines, and provided consistent human connection. At 9:17 a.m., a new customer entered, a well-dressed man in his 40s wearing an expensive suit. He ordered medium dark roast, paid cash, and selected table 6 near the window. Nothing seemed unusual about his behavior for a business professional taking a coffee break. Emma prepared his drink while automatically conducting behavioral assessment that had become second nature during her intelligence career. The man appeared confident, but not arrogant. His eye contact was appropriate, and his payment method suggested privacy preference, but not necessarily for suspicious reasons. But at 9:23 a.m., everything changed when his phone rang. Emma was steaming milk when the man answered his phone with casual familiarity. "Hey, how's it going?" he said in relaxed tones. "Yeah, I'm just grabbing coffee before the weekend starts." But Emma's trained ear immediately caught something that triggered alarm she hadn't experienced in 3 years. The man's speech pattern wasn't matching his emotional state. His words suggested relaxed conversation, but his delivery rhythm was precisely controlled in ways indicating he was following specific communication protocols. "Looking forward to the barbecue on Saturday," the man continued, but Emma recognized the phrase structure as identical to confirmation codes she had monitored during classified CIA operations. The weather should be perfect for outdoor activities. Emma's polygraph training had taught her to identify subtle differences between genuine conversation and scripted communication, designed to convey information while maintaining plausible cover. This wasn't someone discussing weekend plans. It was an intelligence operative receiving operational instructions. "My cousin said he might bring some friends from out of town," the man said, his word choices following syntax patterns Emma recognized as geographic and personnel reference codes. "We'll need to make sure we have enough supplies for everyone." Emma continued preparing drinks while processing the coded conversation with analytical skills she had hoped never to use again. The man was receiving mission parameters that included location specifications, personnel numbers, and resource requirements, suggesting a significant operation was being coordinated. "Should be a great weekend for everyone involved," the man concluded before ending the call and returning attention to his coffee as if nothing significant had occurred. Emma's hands trembled slightly as she completed orders, her mind racing through possibilities that all led to the same disturbing conclusion. Her carefully constructed civilian life had just been shattered by recognition of communication patterns from the intelligence world she had tried to leave behind. Emma forced herself to maintain normal behavior while conducting covert analysis of the man at table 6. Her CIA training had taught her to observe targets without revealing interest, and she used those skills to gather additional intelligence. His seating position provided visual coverage of both the entrance and street, tactical positioning suggesting security consciousness beyond normal civilian awareness. His phone conversation had lasted exactly 4 minutes 37 seconds, matching standard operational briefing protocols. Most telling, his body language after the call showed controlled calm of someone who had received important instructions. Moving to clear tables near his position, Emma engaged in casual barista conversation while gathering behavioral intelligence. "How's your coffee?" Emma asked with genuine friendliness. "Perfect, thanks," the man replied, but Emma's trained ear caught micro-stresses indicating heightened awareness rather than casual appreciation. His eye contact lasted exactly 3 seconds, suggesting training in maintaining cover. "Are you from Portland, or just visiting?" Emma continued. "Just passing through for business," he answered, but Emma detected subtle physiological indicators suggesting his explanation wasn't entirely truthful. His breathing pattern had changed. Facial muscles showed micro-tensions consistent with conscious deception. Emma's polygraph training was providing real-time assessment confirming her suspicions. This man was operating undercover, his presence was mission-related, and his phone conversation had been operational communication rather than social planning. But Emma recognized her analysis could be wrong, and confronting a potentially dangerous individual without backup could endanger everyone in the coffee shop. She needed to gather more information before determining whether federal authorities needed to be alerted. Emma's concerns were confirmed at 9:47 a.m. when a second man entered and approached table 6 with movements that validated her worst fears. The newcomer didn't order coffee. He simply sat across from the first man and began what appeared casual conversation, but was actually a face-to-face operational briefing. "Traffic wasn't too bad getting here," the second man said, but Emma recognized the phrase as a standard all-clear signal. "Should be smooth sailing for the rest of the day." Emma's position behind the espresso machine provided perfect acoustic coverage while maintaining her cover. Her polygraph training had included audio surveillance, and she used those skills to monitor the coded exchange. "The delivery is scheduled for 2 p.m. at the warehouse location," the first man said, his words carrying double meaning Emma decoded with growing alarm. "Our contact confirmed that security will be minimal during the shift change." This wasn't federal law enforcement planning legitimate operations. Emma's intelligence experience told her she was witnessing coordination for criminal activity that would occur in less than 5 hours, with location references suggesting targets that could result in significant casualties. "Equipment is already positioned," the second man replied, using terminology Emma recognized as referring to weapons or explosive devices. "Team members are standing by for final authorization." Emma realized she was facing the most dangerous situation of her intelligence career. 2 operatives were coordinating what appeared to be a terrorist attack from her coffee shop, and she was the only person who understood the true significance of their conversation. The 2 men concluded their meeting at 9:54 a.m. with casual goodbyes that masked operational significance. As they prepared to leave, Emma made the decision that would determine whether innocent lives were saved or lost. She activated the emergency protocol she had hoped never to use again. Emma waited until both men left before retrieving the secure communication device she had kept hidden for 3 years, equipment connecting directly to CIA emergency response centers for situations exactly like this. "This is Nighthawk 7, Emma said, using the operational identity she had hoped never to access again. "I have credible intelligence about imminent threat activity requiring immediate federal response." "Nighthawk 7, this is Control. You've been inactive for 36 months. Confirm your status and location." Emma provided authentication codes and briefed the control officer about the operational intelligence she had overheard. The two men had been planning what appeared to be an attack on a warehouse facility during security shift change, scheduled for 2 p.m., less than 4 hours away. Control. The conversation used standard operational terminology suggesting weapons or explosives are already positioned. Personnel references indicated coordinated team operation. Copy Nighthawk 7. Federal response teams are being alerted. Maintain your position and report additional intelligence. Emma returned to barista duties while federal agencies coordinated response to her intelligence report. Her customers had no idea their neighborhood coffee shop had become the center of a counterterrorism operation. At 12:30 p.m., Emma received confirmation that federal agents had identified the warehouse location and were conducting surveillance. At 1:45 p.m., tactical teams had moved into position. At 2:17 p.m., she learned 4 individuals had been arrested while attempting to execute what investigators confirmed was a coordinated attack on critical infrastructure. The operation had been prevented, perpetrators were in custody, and Emma's intelligence had saved lives. But Emma knew her cover as an ordinary barista had been permanently compromised. Her peaceful civilian life was over, and she would need to make decisions about her future that she had hoped never to face. 3 days later, Detective Sarah Kim from Portland's Joint Terrorism Task Force arrived with news that would change Emma's life permanently. Emma, the individuals we arrested have connections to larger networks we're still investigating, Detective Kim explained. Your cover has been compromised, and there's intelligence suggesting associates may be seeking to identify who reported their operation. Emma had been expecting this conversation. What are my options? Witness protection and complete disappearance, or return to federal service with new assignment utilizing your skills while providing security protection. Emma looked around her coffee shop, the espresso machine she had mastered, the regular customers whose orders she knew by heart, the simple life she had built. All of it would disappear regardless of which option she chose. What kind of federal assignment? The CIA has requested your return to active duty. Your polygraph expertise is needed for classified domestic counterintelligence operations. You'd be working to identify and neutralize foreign agents operating in American communities. Emma realized her accidental discovery hadn't been an ending, but a beginning. Her skills hadn't disappeared during civilian life. They had been waiting for the moment when they would be needed again. When do I start? 6 months later, Emma Rodriguez was conducting polygraph examinations for one of the CIA's most sensitive domestic operations, using her ability to detect deception to identify foreign operatives infiltrating American communities. Her work remained classified, her contributions never publicly acknowledged, and her identity protected by security protocols. But sometimes Emma missed the simple satisfaction of making perfect coffee for people whose biggest deception was pretending they didn't need that third espresso shot. She had traded honest work serving comfort for the complex responsibility of protecting national security. Emma's coffee shop closed permanently after she left Portland, the sign simply saying, "Thanks for the memories." Regular customers never learned their favorite barista had returned to one of the most dangerous jobs in American intelligence, or that her recognition of a coded phone conversation had prevented a terrorist attack. Some skills never fade, no matter how deeply you try to bury them, and sometimes the most ordinary places hide extraordinary people, waiting for the moment when their unique abilities are needed to protect the innocent from dangers they never see coming. Emma Rodriguez understood that truth better than anyone, carrying it with the same quiet competence that had made her both the CIA's best polygraph specialist and Northwest Portland's most beloved barista.